Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's the Halloween edition of Rescue Rider TV. Thank you for coming back to Rescue Rider TV. Yeah, it's the Halloween show. Dan and Laurie here. I'm Mr. Hippie. I got my partner in crime,
Laurie Westberg-Martin.
Yeah, tell them who you are, Martin.
I'm the activities officer for the Rescue Riders.
There you go. She's my trusty sidekick, trusty co-host. And we're going to have some fun. I saw you write that on your Facebook. And my Vanna White.
Oh, sure, you got a hat.
I know how to roll, Burton. So we're going to have a real nice show today. We got a chance to do a little bit of a practice run there. Thank you, Can TV, for the little extra time that we got.
Yeah.
I think that was pretty cool.
I think it was very cool.
Give us a couple extra minutes.
Yeah.
We'll be on YouTube as soon as I can get it there.
I drop them off as fast as I can at night, guys.
And I go right to it.
As long as there's no bear game.
All those people who are tuning in to Can TV, cantv.org/live, thank you very much.
Thanks for tuning in.
If you're not tuning in on the East Coast, I understand. We'll get to that next week.
Yeah.
But we do want to wish everybody on the East Coast, we have a bunch of friends out in New York,
Connecticut,
New Jersey.
Hampshire.
Be
Megan
safe
Posey,
out
this
there.
one's for you. Take good care of yourself.
You guys, get out of Dodge, and you should have been by now. That's all I got. Okay,
we got plenty of beds, plenty of houses. You're all welcome in the Midwest.
Yeah. Saturday it said that it would never, even affect Chicago. Wow. I saw people surfing on Lake Michigan today.
They're expecting 25-foot waves tonight on Lake Michigan.
I don't know what people are thinking sometimes.
And last thing I can remember was the blizzard when we had waves like that.
Yes. I know. Lakeshore Drive was it was
Lakeshore
like,
Drive,
guys.
yeah.
But we do have maniacs here in Chicago. We're two of them. Rescue Riders is also on Facebook, where you can find us on Rescue Riders NFP on the Facebook thing there. And we're here every Monday night at 7:30. And we are a 501c3 organization. We're a charitable organization made up of trained volunteer first responders. We act strictly under the applicable Good Samaritan laws. We stop, we render aid, we get you to where you need to go, which is probably going to be an ambulance. So from the time that you get hurt to the time the ambulance comes, we're trained to help you so that that golden hour gets extended a little bit longer, so that the medical services you need are rendered as quickly as possible. Just a good idea. I don't, you don't have to
be a biker. It's still good to know.
It's just one of those things where a kid could fall.
We were talking about that with Larry last week. If one of his kids went down, or even how his wife is going to get training. If Larry's not around, who takes care of people? I know him and her.
Because of him. It's all because of him. Dean Akey. My salute to Dean Akey. Dean actually had a light bulb go off when his bike went down. He was
Poor
with
Patty.
people.
Again, I apologize.
That's how we roll.
I'm surprised I haven't gotten calls about that. They know I took that shot.
Well, if it wasn't for the good folks at Allstate and the fine folks over at Hupie and Abraham, this thing wouldn't be alive. So we do it out of the kindness of our hearts coming down here. But Hupie and Abraham are definitely one of the top sponsors that I have. Tony Pan is taking over for my girl Jill.
Yeah.
I left a message for Tony today.
Good luck.
Absolutely.
Running me in 80 different directions. He makes us look like we're stagnant.
Yeah, I know, right? So we're going to have something coming up with Tony, and probably get some lawyers in here and talk about...
Don't turn off the television.
It ain't tonight. But we'll talk about how to protect ourselves before we get on a ride.
Right.
Free
legal advice.
And I'm also talking to an insurance guy who will help us get set up, because I understand that some of these insurance companies do a little fancy shuffle on their policies.
I've seen it happen.
And I'm going to unwrap that present when I get the guy, but as soon as I can get who I want, I'm going to have him on the show, and we're going to talk about how the liability of the rider is the first thing that you should take a look at. Right. So I got a couple of things that we should know coming right up.
We got guest stars today.
And we have an expert rider here tonight who's going to be talking about Billy Gade, one of my best friends that I ever ride with. I mean, I always feel safe when he's around. This guy has it down as far as communicating. He goes out on these tours. We're going to talk about that.
I can't wait to see the video.
I am tripping that I got Billy Gade again. So anyways, we got this thing coming up. Our next promotion to help the rescue riders build their coffers is actually this Saturday from 10 in the morning to 9 at night, any time of the day that you can get over to the Firehouse Subs, the one in Niles. I think it's 9600 North Milwaukee Road. 15% of their taken. I think it's before, taxes
right,
and
all
that.
Right, it's a gross.
15% will be a donation back to the rescue riders.
I can't tell you how good these sandwiches are, too.
I'm going to be doing at least 2 a month from now on.
Excellent. Excellent. These are good people. We're going to be in
different places, different ways of doing this, but this is where that brotherhood comes in.
Yeah.
It's about this. I mean, when you get people together where thousands of people come together as one, it's one of those magical things that come together that you remember forever.
Right.
So, one of those things. And what else do we got, Martin? Why don't you tell us what else is coming right up?
Get your weapons ready, folks. We've got the $25 gets you 4 hours of range practice for the Rescue Riders. It's the first annual Rescue Riders Shooters Day. That's Sunday, November 25th. Let Dan know if you want to be involved in that.
Woo!
He's all excited. Everybody is at this point. That's the Saturday after Thanksgiving. I'm not going to be around. Then, thank you, Mary Jo. You're awesome. We've got a bike night for the Rescue Riders on December 4th.
And that's our special announcement.
That's our special announcement as he's yelling at me across the studio. Get a group 10% of all the food purchases from 5 to 11 p.m. In other words, folks, we got our bike night back with Mary Jo, which is an awesome, awesome thing.
I always had fun with Mary Jo.
Yeah.
Mary Jo is a good time.
I don't know if you want to... Mary Jo, I did not say that.
At the restaurant,
Dan did.
Oh, wait until I talk about Dick Booth later.
Oh, sure. See how that works. Where's the seats?
Yeah. So I had a caller, but I dropped it. It's my fault. I'm going to be taking a call. Our call-in line is 312-738-1060. I was just checking.
Right.
It
and there
didn't
it goes.
Work. And, well, I tried.
Yeah.
So, Gia's Pizzeria used to do bike night back in the day, and they're just starting to do that again. 10% of that evening will go to the rescue riders, and this is kind of the way that we find money to keep our services alive.
Right.
Going into the end of the year, tax deductible contributions is where I actually excel at this point. Fine drafting letters and making sure that everything gets out. I got one more to go.
I know.
I'm all caught up. I got one more to go.
We live on that, folks. Donations and grants. I mean, otherwise it comes out of our own pockets.
So we do try and keep it entertaining as we go along. Hence the Shooters Night.
That's right.
So what else do you got over there, Martin?
I don't know. I'm going through your pile of stuff here. So let's go to Shooters Night. Again, it's November 25th.
Yeah, I think I'll find something for you to do.
I think so, too.
I got an idea. Now, one of the things that I've been working on is trying to stay attuned with how the rescue riders work and how I can express it better to you. Now, the rescue riders are all volunteer organizations. Everybody in our organization takes no money for what we do. We show up on our bikes, we pack our own medical bags, we take advanced trainings, we are prepared for when it actually happens, but we are organized to get that job done. So there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. One of the nicest things that as the fundraising officer, is I get to see everything that comes through. Basically, I have maybe 35 regional coordinators that I get together with. We are all fully trained. These of them right here. This is our last mission coordinator class that we had. These guys spent all day being a rescue rider mission coordinator. They all graduated from the trainings that we take, and they're all certified in taking care of what we do as rescue riders.
When you see the orange band,
you'll see wearing an orange band. Here's one right here. You can see it right there up front. Those are the things that distinguish a mission coordinator from, say, just another rescue rider. But we all wear the patch. The patch is right here. You got the patch over here. Martin, jeez. Halloween show. Sorry, folks.
I get to decorate somewhere. Everybody steals it in my neighborhood.
Oh, speaking of your neighborhood, Martin always has the big candy bars. Fill it up before you leave. Sorry, honey, but pay the man. I'll go as a biker. But yeah, our mission coordinators definitely people who really do care about other people before themselves and make sure that everything is taken care of for you. So
they take on the commitment to take care of us and to take care of the rest of the rescue riders for that run.
And they have paperwork they have to fill out, and they all do it on time.
This is a comedy these nights, huh?
Okay, stop it. Rescue Riders is having another advanced accident scene management class. Our next basic class is Saturday, November 17th. It's out at the Woodstock Harley-Davidson. I have a good idea. I have an idea that Jamar over here is going to be there.
I'm going to be one of the instructors, but we're full. We can't take on any more.
We will be having more classes after the 17th, but we do accident scene management classes. We want you to take a class so that it's not something that's foreign to you when the moment arrives. And that seems to be a problem.
And it's not just
bystanders don't know what to do. They want to help, but they don't know what to do. You don't ever have to go through that again. So those are one of those nice things. And you can find us on the web. Yes, rescueriders.org. And if you visit the if you visit the donate button, it's a secure website. We can kind of help pay for some of these commercials that I don't have. So, you got something?
I got a caller.
Okay, let's do the caller.
All right.
Who's the caller?
It's Mike Skinner.
Mike Skinner, put the caller through. I know that guy. Mike Skinner, how are you, buddy?
Doing good, Dan. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm having fun. This is what I do for fun. You know that.
I thought you rode for fun.
Yeah, I do that too. Buddy. Good to have you on the show. What are you doing today?
Oh, working. I'm a builder, so I spend a little bit of time in the office, some time in the field.
Okay. What do you do? Build what?
I build homes and multifamily. I'm doing a multifamily home in Princeton, and I'm doing a very cool log home down in Streeter.
Oh, that's right. I remember you telling me about that log home. I want to get it. That cracks me up. I want to see pictures of that because those things are really hard.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. It's where a carpenter gets a bunch of trees and logs, and we get to build something. So it's a kind of dream come true for a wood hack like myself.
Oh, very cool. Now, what kind of ride do you got there?
I have a 2008 Heritage Softail Classic.
Cool.
Hi,
very
everybody.
nice. I know you put a lot of miles on it, don't you?
Yeah, I've got 33,000 miles on it since she was born January 10th, 2008.
Do you have a birthday party, Mike?
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Oh, it's a private one, Laurie. No guests allowed.
Oh, dear. It's live TV, Mike.
Yeah, I know. Show's over at 8 o'clock.
Hey, I understand.
So, yeah, go ahead.
I understand you were able to save somebody's life this summer.
Yes, I was fortunate enough to succeed in doing that.
That's the best way.
Yeah,
what happened? What happened at the bar that night?
Well, I was on my way home from work with my son, and we had stopped for the best chicken salad sandwiches in LaSalle County, and the bartender, she served us our food, gave us a beer, and then when she walked around the end of the bar, she fell to the floor. And we thought she just stumbled until one of the good old boys said that she's having a seizure. So my son and I got up and ran around, and I knelt down next to her.
Oh, wow.
And then what?
I mean, I know she was having a seizure, so she was evidently unresponsive, and she had fluids coming out of her mouth, but did you start CPR on her?
Not right away. My son, who has been trained with as a special ed major at Illinois State University, he said, "Dad, turn her on her side. You need to clear her mouth." So I did that, and after about a minute, I noticed that she started getting blue around her eyes and the edges of her mouth, and she started to get cold.
Right. So then you started CPR.
Well, no. Actually, I didn't know that she wasn't. It was in cardiac arrest. I checked her pulse at her wrist first, then at her neck, and then I went back to her wrist, and then I noticed. Then I knew that her heart had stopped. So we had kept 911 on the line, and I told them to tell the 911 operator that she had gone into cardiac arrest.
All right, because you couldn't find a pulse anywhere, so therefore.
Right, I couldn't find it anywhere, and 2 minutes had gone by at that time, and so then I said I need a coach, and my son was next to me, and so I started CPR right away. He counted for me, and I rolled her on her back. Well, after 15 chest compressions, I know Dan, you and I and Laurie had talked about this. I was doing it the old school. So after 15 chest compressions, my son goes, Dad, roll her back on her side. You need to clear her mouth. So I did that.
Yeah.
Well, he counted to 10. I rolled her back over. I didn't want to give her mouth to mouth at that time because she was still.
That's why we all carry the CPR shield, Mike. We talked about this on the phone. We're going to get you one of these. I'm going to put one in your hand next time I see you.
Put it in the mail, and well, then I rolled her back on her back, and then I started chest compressions again, and after about the 14th chest compressions, her body had heaved, and so I turned her. Alex goes, once again, Dad, put her on her side, clear her mouth, because she was starting to gag a little bit, and then I checked her pulse. I couldn't get it in her wrist, but I did find it in her neck, and I told I told him earlier, keep 911 on the phone, please.
Right. Well, 911 won't let you hang up anyway. If you do hang up, they'll call right back. So
that's a good thing. So I said I've got a very weak heartbeat, and so I just kept her on her side. And after it's about minute 4 from when she went down, maybe 5.
Coming right up.
She started to kind of come out of it, and didn't quite get color back, but her body had relaxed at that point.
Wow. I'm gonna have to wrap up here, Mike. But I mean, would you think that you would benefit from taking classes now that you've been in that situation? Because would you have done this without yourself, or could you?
No. If I as a scoutmaster for many years, I was trained in CPR. Cool. But as I told you earlier, Laurie, I'm going back 6 years. The last time I was certified, I recommend.
We need to get you in a class then.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I want to get to me. I was fortunate, okay? But if I didn't have my son there who was certified, we wouldn't have been that fortunate. Right. So it was a lucky day for everybody.
Well, thanks for calling in. Thanks for what you do, Mike. We're going to have to let you go.
And this is what happens when some people will take enough to get you through.
Right.
And I applaud you for
that. Absolutely. We all applaud
you. Absolutely. Good job, buddy.
All right, I'll talk to you later, Mike. Take good care.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Laurie. And sign me up for one of your rescue rider classes.
I will. You're on the next one. I'm telling you. First on the list, buddy.
I know, right? See what shooter's night, if not.
Okay.
Very cool. Mike Skinner, somebody who we ran into who actually had a save. And it's one of those things that you really... it's a good thing to do.
Mike makes me think of Happy Birthday, Ursula, because it's Ursula's birthday today.
Oh, we're going to get to it.
We're going to get to it, I know.
Hold on. Stop opening the Christmas presents early. Dang it.
Sorry about that.
We do have a couple of things that we will tend to, but one of the things that we don't do enough of, and that's communicate with each other. One of the reasons I do this show and why I have a radio show, welcome Bill Gade, is because we do remember some things and we do forget others, but the common sense things seems to always be forgotten. So tonight I got Bill Gade here. He's with Tour on 2. Bill actually is a tour broadcast. You're like Julie McCoy of motorcycles or something, right?
What's a Julie McCoy?
I have no idea who Julie McCoy is. Basically, I do guided tours, motorcycle tours all over the country, and what that means is I do all the work so you can have all the fun. We basically, that's the birthday girl.
Yeah, we got that coming up.
Dan and I had talked, and there's a picture of me at Glacier this summer. We did a tour. Actually, we've extended our 1-week tour to 2 weeks. The second week of Sturgis now includes Yellowstone and Glacier, and that's me going into Glacier Park. And if you've never been on the road going to the sun, you have to. It's just an amazing ride. I don't know who most of those people are.
Yeah, we're gonna get to it.
You know, I asked Dan that my job depends on safe group riding, and it's a passion of mine that be able to take people all over the country. And
now this is the kind of stuff that I want to see when you go into, like you're winding down a road and you come over something like this. How do you not stop and take a picture?
There's a theory there, and I believe that riding is a dynamic activity, and when you stop and take a picture, it doesn't become dynamic anymore, it becomes static. So I hang a camera around my neck and I take a lot of my pictures while I'm riding. So there's some magnificent shots, but you got to remember I was taking those while I was riding. But
so you don't stop the bike, you take them while moving.
While we're moving, yeah.
So I would think that group riding in that kind of scenario, you're communicating with each other back and forth. I would imagine that you're using hand signals, I would imagine.
Absolutely.
It's not by radio, it's by...
Well, some of us, if my bike and my guide's bikes all have CB radios. We keep in communication with the sweep, and sometimes we actually have a support vehicle that has a radio also. They're my eyes and ears for behind me. I mean, I can lead the group, but I really can't see what's going on.
Right.
And prior to any of our rides, we have a safety seminar, and I'm very explicit as to how we're going to run the ride. These are the hand signals we're going to use, and here's some of them coming up. These are the basic hand signals given out in the motorcycle safety class.
And they're only good if you pass them back to each other. One of the things that I've noticed while group riding is that somebody will start, but then it doesn't get passed on. So we do know to use them, but we just don't know to keep passing it on. That was one thing that I saw in the Freedom Run this year that I really was emphatic about the people behind me passing it on. They eventually got it, but you have to kind of like bring it back up to the surface a little bit.
Yeah, well, safe group riding is if I don't have a safe group ride, I don't have a business. And as a rescue rider, my number one concern is to my fellow rescue riders. So I'm always worried about our people being hurt. And so I just made a few points I want to cover. Is these large rides that we support typically are the most trouble because number one, either the promoter doesn't do a safety seminar or can't because of the large size of the group they have. So a lot of people that may not know what the hand signals are, they're not going to get it in that safety presentation if there actually is one. Many riders are unfamiliar with the Motorcycle Safety Foundation hand signals,
which is where we got the
and you can go to their website. You can go to my website and direct link from there to Motorcycle Safety Foundation. These materials are there. They're free. They're downloadable, and there's more than just safe group riding. There's other things about different riding scenarios, how to keep your bike maintained. Another point in these large rides is many riders are new to group riding, and they haven't been taught how to ride safely in large groups.
Right.
And that's the biggest accident.
And that's because there's so many people in that category, and we're talking the Freedom Run, 5,000-6,000 bikes, when maybe 90% of them aren't good group riders. It's just it's a miracle that we don't have more problems.
And that's one of the things that I see that we need to do better with is communicate and protect. And we do that very well as rescue riders. I've seen you in action. I know that you got it down. I'm very happy to be out with you when we get out. Yeah, when we get out, I like it when you guys are around. So let me do this real quick. I have a couple of announcements. Ursula, you rock, girl! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
There she is. Woo!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to Ursula! And let's see, what else do I got up my sleeve for today? One more. How about if I do this? Gail Armstrong, way to go, buddy. You got another birthday coming up.
Happy
I think
birthday.
that's like tomorrow,
Yeah.
Wednesday, something. Happy birthday, you guys. Happy birthday. Woo!
Oh, that's cool.
And Rick and Courtney, thank you for the party on Saturday night. And, of course, John.
Picture.
I know. I had to use John's picture, John Chacon, who's Halloween.
Yeah.
Born on Halloween. Way to go. One of our original founders. Thank you for tuning in to Rescue Rider TV, everybody. We had a great time. I hope you did too. I wish I had
Go to my
more with you.
website, www.touron2.com, since Dan didn't put up my slide.
Oh, I did too.
Yes, you did,
I
actually.
did.
30 seconds. www.touron2.com or touron2.net. Either one.
There. Thank you again, folks. Have a good afternoon. Go Hurricane Sandy. Go away.
Yeah.